welcome back to Meckley Metal. And as you can see, this is 2.5 on the Moen cartridge puller. So I have gotten the 1.5" stock in, so we are actually going to make this one bigger. So I'm going to do some still shots in between there of all the first steps that you guys have already seen in the first part. And then we'll just pick up where we left off. So, and then we'll be making this one with the 6-sided. Okay, so what we've done is we've rounded this down to our proper diameter. We've put our thread inside. So what we're going to do is we're going to take about 800 thousandths of this thread off, so just about 1 inch of the thread off on the inside to make it nice and smooth. So I have the boring bar all set up, so it all goes all the way in. We have a mark on there, and I do have the digital readout set, so when we do go in our proper depth, it will zero out and let us know that we've hit our proper depth. So everything is all set up for us to cut out these threads. Alright, one cut done and a few more to go. Okay, we've gone in there and cleared that out. You can see there's some chips down in there, but we made this all nice and smooth down inside here. So for that first just about 1 inch. Alright, we're getting ready to part this off. So right here in the tailstock on the chuck, I got a piece of brass, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that on here. And this will, so when it gets cut off and gets parted, it'll help prevent it from falling and flying all over the place and getting dinged up. So we get that lined up right down in there. And right over here is our parting off tool. So we're going to part this off about 2 inches is right where we're shooting for here. So, all right. I'll bring you back after it's parted off, then we'll start putting the nut on here. There we are. We're all parted it off. The piece landed perfectly right on here. So now I'll get this all chucked up on the mill machine, and we'll come in and we'll shave off the edges and make that 6-sided nut. Alright, we got you set up here on the mill. And it's a little bit longer of a bit than I'd really like to use, but it's what I got to use for this. So this is our setup here. So we get a little spin index here. Now we are set on 0, which is right up here. A little notch. We got a pull pin that also has a number on the side there. It says 0. So we're on 0, 0. Now, when I do the cuts, I did make a cheat sheet to make this easier for me. So we got 60, 120, 180, 240, 300, and 360, which is back to 0, for a 6-sided. So basically what we do is we have a tension nut here that locks it in place and a spin here, and this also sets our exact where we're at. So I make a cut and we turn this to the next spot, which would be the 60 60 degree, which is right there. So the 6 would count as the 60 degree, because each one of these here as you turn it is 1 degree. So that'd be our first cut after the 0, and then keep going. So I'm going to put this back to 0. I'll get it set up here, and I'll do a couple cuts, and then I'll bring it back here. So I didn't like the finish that I was getting with the end mill, so I switched to the face mill. Unfortunately, I only have a 3-inch face mill, so I have to use that. You can see, hopefully you can see, the finish I'm getting with that face mill compared to the finish that I was getting with that end mill. I was getting a little, not smooth, but it just didn't look very appealing. So change the light there a little bit. So getting down to the last couple cuts here. Well, couple meaning probably about a dozen or so. But I'll bring you back when we're getting closer. But you can kind of see we're picking up that nut shape there. So, alright, we're getting closer on it. Alright, so we got our final cuts. I just wanted to show you the bit that I actually used to do this. Now this is what's called a face mill, so it does most of the cutting right on here. This guy is 3 inches. So, but we are done this part here. So, very pleased with how it turned out. Nice and smooth. So now what we're going to do is we're going to chuck this back up on the lathe, and we're going to chamfer these edges, and then right here this is pretty sharp yet, so we're going to just kind of get a little emery on there, and then we're going to chamfer this edge too. So, looking good. Alright, got it all chucked up here, getting ready to chamfer it. I just wanted to show you how I got the setup here. So what we did is right in between the jaws here, I put real thin pieces of aluminum in there, so I prevent it from biting onto the piece and marring, putting dents into the piece. So instead we'll put the little dents and stuff right here on those little pieces rather than our finished product. So I'm going to come in here with a chamfering bit, and we'll get these edges, and I'll sand this, and we'll bring it back and show you what it's looking like. See what that's looking like. So we're getting there. Starting to out. There, that's looking good there, and then we'll just come on the other side and we'll just do a quick chamfer on that side there too. Alright, so we'll bring it around. This is what we're looking like so far. We're just gonna have to bring some emery cloth in here, get that a little cleaned up. Alright, I got it all done, and I polished it up a little bit. So here is, this one here is the original. This is where we started off at. This was the trial one that was too small, so we went to this one. So this is the finished one that I made. So we got this part done. So I polished it up a little bit, made it look a little better. So, alright, and again, this was the factory one. Thanks for watching. We'll get part 3, and we'll get working on this one next week sometime. So.